Welcome to Raw Talk. As always, link down below in the description box to credit WWE. Wow, this was great. I mean, even compared to Survivor Series, it was because we got to hear Randy Orton and CM Punk chat. I know everybody knows about this stuff that's going to be watching this video, but obviously this is just for a quick highlight recap for the few people that do watch me and don't watch the show. So Randy Orton opened up the show. He actually signed a kid's toy that he had, like in a box, grabbed the pen, asked him what his name was and all that, took the time to do that. It was just so cool. Shook a few people's hands. He talked about the bloodline having unfinished business with them. Then Rhea Ripley came out. And while she was distracting him, JD McNugget and Dirty Dom Dom ambushed him from behind and then took care of him by tossing him out. After that... DIY, yeah. So after that, backstage, this was really cool. Alpha Academy, Otis, and Tozawa were actually going to be the ones that actually team up, not Chad Gable. New Day was there, Creed Brothers, just kind of like chatting. And then R-Truth came back, which was freaking hilarious. He didn't end up like wrestling, but he was there for the comedic relief. But it was just, for me, it was just really, really great. Jelly Roll, I have no idea who he is, but he's a recording artist, multi-platinum or whatever, from Nashville where they were. So Jelly Roll's his name, his nickname. And of course, Truth played on that and was like, wait, where's the Jelly Roll? He's like, I'm Jelly Roll. And then Truth is like, you got all of them? It's just like, just the way like he talks is just so convincing. It really, really, it really added to the whole show. I freaking love R-Truth, man. Dude's 51 years old, great shape. He's an amazing wrestler. Plays any gimmick you throw at him. He's a rapper. Like, he's just incredible. So then we had Alpha Academy. Otis and Tozawa versus DIY, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. And it was the gauntlet thing where all these different tag teams would come in. And in the end, the Creed brothers won the whole thing. And it was really impressive, like all the moves that they pull off, like Gargano, DIY, all of them. They're really, really good. I love Otis, Chad, Tozawa. He's funny. He's really good. But yeah, the Creed brothers have some really incredible, just athletic moves. And it's just like the whole, like, holy cow. So that was like really, really nice to see. Yeah, CDIY defeated Into Sheer, which was nice. I like Into Sheer, though, a lot. The Creed brothers defeated DIY, then the Creed brothers defeated the New Day. Creed brothers defeated Imperium. Yeah, so that's how that all ended up there. Then backstage, we had Damian Priest of Judgment Day. He was pissed off. He's like, come on, lay it into me. I know you're going to blame me because I was the leader at Survivor Series. And everybody was like, no, man, it's cool. So then Damian Priest like, oh, okay, well, thanks for that, for not attacking me. He's like, that's what family does, right? And then Cody Rhodes came out. And he thanked his members of Survivor Series, talked about Randy Orton, of course, which, because, the whole thing from, like, Legacy with Ted DiBiase Jr. from back in the day, that was just, like, incredible. And he said, you know what? Welcome back, CM Punk. So that was really nice to hear from him. He announced that he's officially in the Royal Rumble. And then Shinsuke cut a promo that we saw on the screen. And then, of course, in typical fashion, while you're facing the screen in the ramp, Shinsuke came at him from behind. You can see it right there, and you can even click on the link, and he sprayed his face with Kool-Aid. I can only assume that that's what it was, of course. Bronson Reed versus Ivar was a great match. It ended up in a double countout. Man, this guy can move. Don't let the jiggly skin or none of that fool you, man. These guys can move. They can take hits. They ended up fighting where the fans are. Like, fan side. Not backstage, but like the arena side, whatever it's called. Where all the fans are. And then Ivar cannonballed off like one of the blue electric boxes where all the tools are or whatever. When they're setting up the arena. They grabbed some of the security people or whatever and just started throwing them at one another. It was really amazing. So this match to me really had the E in WWE. Like, this was a really, really good match. And I love the fact that there are two big boys. Seriously. Because, again, we always have that thinking that if you're not Dragon Lee, if you're not like Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, super slim and shiny with the tan and all that, that you can't perform these moves and you can't be a badass. Oh no, you can. You absolutely can. So that was that. Oh, and then I forgot Orlando Jordan. If you remember Orlando Jordan, get it, he was supposed to be the son of Kurt Angle, and Adam Pearce were there to direct traffic to get these guys separated. Then we have Nia Jax. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So backstage, we had Zoe Stark and Shayna. They were chit-chatting because they're kind of like friends. And Nia Jax came and said what she normally says, which wasn't really all that interesting for me at all. And then we had the CM Punk return promo vignette, where it basically highlighted that it was the most social moment in WWE history across all social media platforms, like the quickest viewed, the most viewed Twitter/X video in the millions and all that. Like the most social moment, like combined throughout all the platforms. We're not talking about just like The Rock when he came back with the 150 million views on YouTube. This is like overall. It just shows you that CM Punk still has that power, an incredible lasting power. And then again, backstage, R-Truth with the Judgment Day. Oh man, it was just really, really good. I mean, you probably already seen it, but he had all the donuts, he had the sugar all over him, and R-Truth was like, I'm in. Let's do this War Games, man. I got all the sugar, I got all the jelly rolls. And Priest is like, over. Was I good? it's like you weren't there. But anyways, it's goofy, but it's so good. I can't get enough of it. Now, Nia versus Zoe Stark. This was a good match. It's not like Nia can't work. She can. Oh, and I know I keep going on about this all the... Oh, shook his hand. I mention that a lot when a superstar does that. 'Cause sometimes it makes me, wonder. Shook a few hands. Can't even talk. Sorry, I got a text and I got distracted. Zoe Stark, one here, shook a few fans' hands. High fives, right? While walking to the ring. Again, I've said this a million times before. Usually that's only like a face kind of thing. I don't know if she's face or heel. But like I said from day one, and it's never ever changed. Love Zoe Stark. She's so good. Comes up with a couple of moves I've never seen before. It's just really, really hard for me not to like her. Nia won, though, and I didn't like that for obvious reasons. I just did not like that. Backstage, Gunther was talking to Imperium. Miz shows up with a quick chat. Gunther really is good on the mic. He's just so comfortable. He's like, yeah, you know what? You showed me that you belong. You belong in there with us. Or you belong in the ring, not with me. So he does that whole thing where he brings you up and he brings you down. I forget the other superstar that does that. Oh, Paul Heyman does that a lot. That whole 16-time world champion, but, like he's just so good at that whole, he elevates you, but then he brings you down twice as far as he brought you up. And I find Gunther is really good at that. He's got that Paul Heyman quality when it comes to that type of promo skill, which I really, really appreciated. And then Seth came out, tells the crowd, come on, keep chanting CM Punk, because they were all chanting CM Punk, because there's a lot of history between Seth and CM Punk. And again, Drew McIntyre came out, shook some fans' hands. Again, I keep saying it. Is he heel? I'm just saying. Drew shakes hands with Seth. Thanks him for the great match, but then when he finds out that he's going to put aside his feelings for Jey Uso and focus on the title, Seth makes it clear that he's already granted Jey Uso a match next week, and that's what ticked off Drew McIntyre. He headbutted him and attacked him. Jey Uso came out to help Seth, and then Jey was just like, here. Just kind of like shoved the belt at Seth. But he was respectful, of course. And then backstage, Sammy and Drew chatted about what just happened. And Sam is like, look, man, you really need to figure this shit out. Like, what is going on with you? And it was pretty good. Drew didn't attack Sammy or nothing like that. I think he's like, I don't know what the term is. When you're not a heel, when you're not a face, you're like an in-between or whatever it was. And then Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defeated Tegan Nox and Natalya to retain the women's tag title. Tegan Nox and Natalya versus... Yeah, Tegan and Piper to me were like the highlight of that show. If you had Tegan Nox and Piper... Again, Chelsea is playing her role and she's doing it great. Just wish we could see more. Because I'm telling you this before. Chelsea Green can do a lot more than you think she can. Just saying. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. Again, I just wish that Natalya could get a little bit more of a push. It's been such a long, long time. And then Randy Orton versus Dominic Mysterio. I mean, this guy just didn't miss a beat at all. And then Jelly Roll at one point, because it was at ringside behind Michael Cole, right? Jelly Roll pushed JD McNugget at ringside, and Randy won. Too bad it wasn't a title match for the North American Championship. But again, like I said before, it is an NXT title. It should be defended on NXT versus an NXT superstar, like I said before. And then in closing, we had CM Punk address the WWE Universe. He did not like lash out at anybody in particular. He looked really happy. He was engaging with the fans again, just like really, really into it as he did at Survivor Series. And then in the end, he's like, look, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. But he was talking about how there's a lot of people that respect him. He addressed that AJ Lee says, you know what? She says hi. She sends her best regards. And that CM Punk's been listening to us for a decade since he's been in the WWE. And he states that, you know what? This is home. This is where I belong. And it's the platform that he prefers. It's like I said before in closing for this now. I love AEW. I really do. You got Tony Schiavone. You got JR. You got Dustin Rhodes. You've got Edge. Like, you've got so many great things going on in AEW. It is just amazing. Chris Jericho. I could keep going on. MJF. I love AEW. But I'm in love with WWE. Think about that for a second. This was, for me, for obvious reasons, one of the best Raws in a long time because of the whole CM Punk, Randy Orton, 2 bangers in one night, and we got to hear them chat. It was just incredible. I'm so pumped to see where this is going to go moving forward. And, yeah. As always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel. You didn't like it, thumbs down. And as always, we bend it in half, we twist it, and we break off a Solo Sikoa Samoan spike up in the derriere. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, trust me, I get it. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.